let's begin! VERTI-GO Home is an endless runner where you must weave between many different obstacles. To move left and right you simply tilt your head. It doesn't actually feel like you're moving left and right in a straight line though. This may be due to how the tracks twist and turn in front of you, but sometimes it does make the speed of how fast you're going to turn a bit hard to anticipate. If you do rotate around the tunnel quickly, your field of view shrinks to prevent motion sickness. I actually never felt motion sick when playing the game, and I did actually think I would after long play sessions. For the most part, you're simply dodging out of the way of stuff. I'm not going to go into detail about everything you must avoid, simply because, well, just look at this madness. I can't list all of this, but just know that there does seem to be a general tone with the objects that are here, which is death and basically harmful things. So it really is only appropriate that you don't come into contact with them. If you do collide, you come to a halt, and the objects bounce away from you. Although it's a sudden stop, there's something quite graceful with how they move back and shrink. It's hard to explain, and can only really be experienced in VR. Some of the objects' movements can be a bit deceiving, so multiple encounters really are a must to learn their patterns. The objects' locations are randomised, so each time you die, they will appear in different locations. Sometimes a collision can come off as a little unfair due to their placement, and sometimes a level can be incredibly easier to complete than the last time it appeared. There is certainly an element of luck in this game, but most of the time, if you hit something, it is your own fault. Checkpoints appear after 3 levels, but your progress is never completely saved. If you die after reaching a checkpoint, you will return to it again, but if you quit the game, you will have to play from the very beginning, which is a real shame, as although the madness on screen is really amazing to look at, I'm not sure if very long play sessions would be too good for your eyes, especially as you're constantly being bombarded with different colour palettes. It would have been great to have 2 types of endless modes here, one for high score chasing and a sort of free play one where you could continue your journey after you quit the game. Graphically, the game does look incredible. We often say how 2D footage doesn't do a VR game justice, but with this one, it is incredibly deceiving. The textures on everything are very high quality, and although some objects are quite far away from you, focusing on nearby obstacles is obviously a must, and it just makes the depth on everything else really pop out, especially when you squeeze between tight spaces. The levels are either inside a tunnel or in an open area, and although there's only 2 places the game is set in, the textures are constantly changing in these, and some really do give a whole new feeling. Cartoon faces and particle-like effects appear at the end of each level. Going through one will transport you to a whole new level. The characters' faces are very high quality, and they did actually stand out quite a bit to me. I rarely talk about my Oculus Go and its higher screen resolution than for PSVR, but these faces really did remind me of it. They honestly are crystal clear. The music can be quite catchy. But then there are moments when it just sounds awful, and unfortunately, some bits did hurt my ears a bit. Just like the visuals, you're never sure what is coming up next with the audio, but instead of being pleasantly surprised like you are with seeing a new obstacle, you're a little on edge, as it can really let down the experience. The vocals in particular often ruin the whole flow of the game. Unfortunately, there are no options to turn the music off. The game actually keeps track of 2 scores. The first is how far you get in the game, and the other is how long you travelled without crashing into anything. This scoring system is actually very good, as when you start a new playthrough, there is still excitement at the beginning, as you have a chance to get a good score on the no crash leaderboard. These scores are saved under both global and friend leaderboards. Your scores can be seen in game too, but they often move around and end up right in front of your view. It is a bit annoying, and I hope we see an update in the future that fixes their position to one place. As this is an endless runner, there is no completion time, but the trophies certainly give you a reason to keep on playing. The game does have a decent trophy list, for the type of game it is, and it will certainly be a challenge to get every single one. A massive chunk of the trophies are rewarded for reaching a certain level, and then there are some for not crashing for a long period of time. The hardest trophy here is for reaching maximum speed. You reach maximum speed when you reach level 108, so good luck with that. It actually didn't take me very long at all to only have 2 trophies left to achieve, but that level 108 trophy will certainly take some doing. I watched some footage of this game online before I actually played it, and I'm happy to say that after experiencing it for myself, I was incredibly surprised with how fun it actually is to play. It's incredibly addictive, and each time I started the game, I really felt like my dodging skills had increased. High score chasers will obviously get the most out of this game, and if you are the competitive type, the fact that the global leaderboards are displayed after each one of your collisions really will urge you on to keep on playing. The game is going to be priced at $12.99, and the developers have reduced it from the initial price, but it's still on the steep side for what the game is overall. On the other hand though, if this is a genre of game you love, and is one you will replay over and over again, just know that the visual quality here is unmatched with this type of game. I just wish the same could be said for the music though, as some tracks really do let the game down. The game certainly exposes you to a lot of harmful objects, so playing right before you go to bed may encourage you to have nightmares. But if you are into these endless runners, this is absolutely a nightmare world that is worth visiting. I must say I was pleasantly surprised with this game. It's simple, but it's incredibly addictive and really does have some amazing visuals. If you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PSVR content.